What's up, YouTube? So I'm going to give you guys an update on the electrical system that I've been working on. This is down here. What I have for basically all of the light controls and everything. My ECU stuff will be separate. That goes to this guy over here, which will be my MSD and my ACEs, and my relay and stuff set up. But this controls my blinkers, my headlights, the motors for the headlights to go up and down, the pop-ups, the fans, my oil cooler fan, pretty much everything like auxiliary in the car. So I'll kind of just go through and show you what I did. So I have these Deutsch connectors, which so I got a bunch of different types, but this is 3-pin. Usually I use 3-pin and 2-pin. Those are kind of my main ones. But right here you can see this is for the headlight, high beam, low beam, and ground. And I tied that into the side marker lights so that the power goes on with either or for the side markers for power. And you can see I have red, green, and black. And then if you go on this side, it's the exact same. So you have right here, and it's red, green, and black. And then if you come down the harness a little bit further, you'll see another 2-pin connector. Sorry, these are for my blinkers and my park lights. So I have my blinker, and then I have power and ground for my marker lights. And you come down a little bit further. Right here you can see I got my 2-pin sealed in with, it's a brown and black stripe wire. And the 2-pin connector here that goes to the brown and the like tan with a black line. There's 2 of them. I get tied in together through here. That's for my horns. I have 2 hella horns. Then if you come to here to the 4-pin Deutsch connector, you'll see it's like a white, a yellow with a red stripe, black, red, and then green. This is for the motor for the pop-ups to go up and down. You can see it's mirrored over on that side. And then I have high beam, low beam right here and ground with another 3-pin mirrored on that side with the same color. You come towards the center of the harness, you have this guy right here. That is the other horn. And then you go here with the pink. Pink wire is for the power for my oil cooler fan, which I'll just have tied to an actual switch. And then I have orange and orange with a blue stripe, and that is the power lines for the coolant fans. So those will be triggered by the ECU. I'll have one turn on at one temperature and the second turn on at the second temperature. So I can just ground the power, and the ECU will control the relay to put the power in. And I have everything kind of joined together for everything that I don't need a specific ground trigger for, which on this harness is nothing. It's all going to come into here, and this will all be grounded together and put onto a chassis ground. And then everything will have a block, which I'll show you over here. You can see in here, right next to this trailing coil, you'll see this block right here. This is my distribution block for all my grounds. So I'll ground everything to a central grounding point, and then that'll go off the chassis and to the block and to the back to the battery. And you can see I have my 2 other coils, since I'll be doing a dual wasted spark setup. I'll have those hooked up. And what I did is I hooked up the power to these 2 to a 2-pin Deutsch, and this one to a 2-pin Deutsch, which makes it kind of makes it easy to be able to disconnect and reconnect things at will. So that is an update on that. I got all this extra length for the harness, and what I'm going to do is run that into a 46-pin Deutsch bulk connector on the firewall, so it makes it nice and easy to disconnect things and kind of work on stuff if I need to. So now I'm going to wrap this all up because all of this is done. And I'll show you what that looks like once it's done. DIY engine harness. All done. Looking really good. Okay, so you can see the harness is now in. Runs right along the rail. Comes up, there's my ground, which will go into that block right there. And then you have the motor for the pop-up headlights right there, and you have the lights going in. I can get a good view for you. Power going in for the headlights, high and low beam, and then if we go under the car. And we're underneath the car. You can see there it comes under there, mounts right to the bracket, and it runs to both of my horns, my oil cooler fan, both fans for my radiator. Comes all around. Here's on this side. It's all nice and put in good. You can kind of see, it's hard to tell, but up there's more plugs. And it goes back in through into there. It's all nice and neat, sealed up good. Everything's weather sealed. And then if you come up to this side, it comes up, down, and around. And it's hard to see in here, but right in here is the other side of the headlights and the pop-up motor. So wiring is nearly complete. All I gotta do is wire in the distributor igniters for the MSD, and we are good.